Hello again. Hopefully this won't last very long. 15 minutes, I'm just uploading that other faffing about with a little project box. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you. Halford's 1040 motorcycle engine oil, part synthetic. That's the one that's 28.99, 5 litres. And the chap said it's supplied by Esso, so I can't see it being rubbish. Yeah, I'll just show you. Been a slight hindrance. We've got enough light here. Where this box lid goes on, the mounting posts, and you see two little posts that mount on with these two screws. I've had to melt one off because of the bloody actual switches there. You know, if they'd got a bigger box, of course, it would have been alright, can you see? And it's, I made a hole, 12mm hole with a drill, and sort of use a drill just sew it into a bigger hole because it was only a 10mm drill. Anyway, it's gone in, it's quite neat. I'm pleased to say it works, lit up. Well, still works, I should say, it's not fused or anything. The way I'm getting around this, I'll just turn it off, is I've noticed there's, on the little shoulder of the actual switch unit, it's just hollow, there's no gubbins inside, no wiring. So I've just drilled a hole with a 2mm drill, and that should tighten up there, so we'll just see in a minute. I just found the last remnants of some silicone in the cupboard. Still squishy, good. So what I'm going to do, now it's definitely alright. You just squidge some silicone, and you see that in there. Yeah, I should squidge it straight from the tube, but I'll just squidge it in with this to get some pressure on. Squidge it right in. Well, it might not be necessary. A lot of 12-volt accessories are sort of exposed to the weather and they don't come to any harm usually. Don't often short out electrics, surprisingly. I mean, all the bloody moisture you get on bikes, you think they'd be shorting out all over, but I'm not sure what the deal is there. Why don't bike electrics keep shorting out when they get wet? Right, so, and if that doesn't hold, those two screws, I mean, if I dollop enough of this in, it'll stick to the back of that, hopefully. The little lid, could you see that? It's very dark in here. There we are, a layer of silicone. I'll just dollop a bit more on. Oops. I don't know why I keep that map there, it's got knackered. I cut things on it. Instead of using a cutting block, I use an old map. It was only like $1.99. In fact, I'm going to go back to the works and see about a calendar for this year, either a cat calendar or a motorbike calendar. Maybe tomorrow. It's going to rain tomorrow. I could go down on the bus, but the bus is £4.50 or £4.30. I think that should be enough. I'll just dollop, like I said, a dollop in the middle there, raise it up to hold the lid on. Little scraper full of rust. Right, moment of truth. Will it still work afterwards? Like I said, the little shoulder of the switch, which I've drilled into, hasn't got any gubbins, any work, any vital parts in it. It's just a little hollow space, so that little drill hole hopefully will tighten up. Ooh, silicone gets everywhere. But finish with that. It's just like Blue Peter, this. Pity there's not one I did earlier. Here's one I did earlier. Yeah, chap in Blackpool murdered. I'll be beaten up by a couple of gobshites. I don't know. Right, come on, don't crack, don't go pear-shaped. You're gripping, the thread going in. Yeah, it's good, not too tight. Bit more on that one. Ooh, do you hear that? 0 tonight, freezing. At least I've had the bike out. Blew a few cobwebs away. Right. A little bit more. Right, cotton bud. Wipe off the excess. Still working. Yep, still working. So there we are. Not a bad little job, even though I say so myself. Just hope I can locate it somewhere. I'll use a tissue. On the bike. And like I said, moisture shouldn't be a problem. And I've got a roll of that super sticky foam tape. That was from Halford. $7.99, but it's a massive thick roll. Lasts for years. You know, the super sticky thin foam about 2 or 3 mil deep, and it's black, not white. You see the white stuff in pound shops, but it's never very sticky. So there we are, little project box. And when I want to switch it off, it'll switch off. I'll let that silicone dry and then see about mounting it tomorrow if it's not pissing down. How bright's that going to be? I don't want it too bright. Oh, that was another little cock up. The switch had a little collar on to reduce the amount of thread exposed, but it's not going to be seen very... well... Yeah, it's there, isn't it? You can just about see it. Yeah, lovely jubbly. Off, on. So I can connect that permanently again now. Right. Did you get all that? Put all this stuff away. Drill on there. Torch on there. Yeah, my bike one conked out. That one, just as bike one. That camera conked out just as I left Philip Yule's shop. So I didn't film my journey home. I'm just about to upload, after this one's finished, a journey to the fishing lake. I actually went in the cafe this time and had a very nice hot chocolate and a Bounty Boy. And I put my idea to them about jacking the fishing lake in and opening motorboats, and they just got a funny look off the lad and his mum. They didn't even say anything. I think I should keep my nose out. There's pictures all over the wall of the fish that people have caught, they're massive. Anyway, I'll upload that later tonight. I'll upload this next just to show you how it's turned out. So there we are. Nice little neat unit, isn't it? And this is just a nice spot to end on. So you know where to go. Maplins project boxes. Little one like that, £3. Bigger ones about £5. In fact, that could solve a lot of problems. If you have, like I said about my spotlights, I've got spotlights, this, Tarzan horn there. You could buy a box with enough space to wire 3 of these switches up and have 3 switches on a black plastic box, fill that with silicone so they'll never vibrate loose again, and just stick that on your... it could go anywhere, couldn't it? I mean, that could go on the brake reservoir, maybe, if I had a longer cable, but it's going to be tucked, this is going to be tucked away. You know what I mean though? If you want something for your handlebars, you could use one of them to wire something up, or mount a switch on. Rather than all that faffing about, I had sourcing a switch on eBay, quite expensive, it was about $12.99. Anyway, I'll turn it off and let the silicone set. Would you need air to set, or will it set in the box like that? No choice really. Anyway, I'll unplug it and I'll leave it for now. That's it. I'll upload this next. Bye for now.